What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Dana White is now facing a massive legal battle, as reports claim he is being sued for a staggering $1 billion. The controversy comes at a time when the UFC boss is already dealing with backlash from fighters over the Zuffa Boxing payouts, and this lawsuit only adds more pressure to the situation. According to a report from The Telegraph, veteran boxing promoter Frank Warren has filed legal action against Dana White and companies linked to Turki Al-Sheikh. The lawsuit reportedly seeks $1 billion in damages, with Warren alleging serious breaches of contract tied to business dealings in Saudi Arabia's growing boxing market. The core of the dispute centers around Queensberry Promotions, Warren's company. Queensberry claims it signed an exclusive agreement with Sela in September 2023. That deal was intended to help the Saudi company establish a stronger presence in professional boxing. Later, Queensberry also entered into an agreement with TKO, which allegedly provided access to online data, including sensitive details connected to Sela-related contracts. However, the situation took a dramatic turn in March 2025 when TKO and Sela publicly announced a 5-year partnership. Just 3 months after that announcement, Zuffa Boxing was officially launched, positioning itself as a new promotion designed to disrupt and reshape the sport. According to Queensberry, these moves were made behind its back and directly violated existing exclusivity agreements. Frank Warren claims that TKO breached contractual obligations by forming Zuffa Boxing without honoring prior commitments. He argues that this alleged breach cost his company enormous future earnings. The $1 billion figure represents what he believes Queensberry would have generated if the exclusivity agreement had been respected. If both sides fail to reach a settlement, the case could move to the UK High Court, setting up a potentially lengthy and high-profile legal showdown. With tensions rising inside the fight industry and now in the courtroom, Dana White once again finds himself at the center of major controversy, facing yet another serious legal challenge. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Charles Oliveira has made it clear that his sights are firmly set on a title fight, and the timing could not be more interesting. With Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway at UFC 326 just 2 weeks away, the hype around the matchup is growing fast as the event approaches. In a recent interview with the New York Post Sports, Charles was asked whether a win over Max would be enough to put him next in line for a title shot against Ilia. His response was confident but measured. He explained that there are a lot of things at play and a lot of things that still need to happen, but he strongly believes that winning this fight would put him right in the mix for the title picture. When Charles mentioned that several factors are involved, he could have been referring to a number of possibilities. One major question is whether the UFC decides to have Ilia defend his belt again at lightweight, or if Ilia chooses to vacate the title and move up to welterweight to chase a fight with Islam Makhachev. It could also be as simple as Charles focusing on the task directly in front of him, which is getting through a dangerous opponent like Max Holloway. During the same interview, Charles also spoke about his fighting style and what fans should expect. He emphasized that all of his fights have to be exciting. He said he never wants to step into the cage and deliver a boring performance. His style is built around pushing the pace, putting on a show, and giving fans something memorable. He has said before that he likes to hunt his opponents, and that mindset has defined many of his biggest wins. The challenge with that approach, however, is what happens when he faces someone who can fire back just as hard. We saw how that played out against Ilia. Max Holloway is no easy assignment either. He is durable, aggressive, and always willing to trade. With both fighters carrying a hunting mentality, it is very possible that they meet in the center of the cage and start throwing down early. This matchup feels like a collision of styles where neither man wants to take a step back. If they clash the way many expect, one of them is bound to get caught, and the result could reshape the entire title picture moving forward. Moving on to another news. While staying on the topic of Charles Oliveira, he also opened up about the frightening injury he suffered during his first fight with Max Holloway. And the details are far more serious than many people realized at the time. Looking back on that fight, Charles admitted that he genuinely thought his career was over in the moment. He explained that during the bout, he suddenly lost movement and feeling on the left side of his body. According to Charles, a lot of people misunderstood what actually happened. At the time, there was talk about issues with his esophagus and other theories, but he clarified that the real problem was an injury to his neck. Charles revealed that the situation was so severe that there were discussions about the possibility of paralysis. He explained that he completely lost movement on his left side And it was not something minor or exaggerated. The danger was real. He recalled being taken away in the ambulance when medical staff tried to insert an IV into his arm, and he could not feel anything at all. That moment alone made him fear the worst. He described how terrifying it was to suddenly lose all sensation on one side of his body, especially while still processing the end of a fight. In that instant, Charles believed everything he had worked for might be gone. With that level of fear and uncertainty, it is no surprise that his body gave out and he collapsed, unable to continue. The long-term implications of that injury made the situation even scarier. Charles explained that doctors were never able to fully determine exactly what caused the issue, which only added to the anxiety surrounding his recovery. Injuries involving the neck and nervous system are no joke, and the possibility of permanent damage was always there. Even now, it is likely something that sits in the back of his mind whenever he fights. The thought of losing control or feeling again is terrifying. Thankfully, it has never happened again, and Charles has gone on to build one of the most exciting careers in the sport, proving just how resilient he truly is. Moving on to another news, the storyline around Carlos Prates and Conor continues to pick up steam after Prates appeared to shut down the rumors while also sending a very clear warning. Just a day earlier, Prates showed up on MMAOA's YouTube channel and played things off with sarcasm, saying nothing was happening and that it was all just rumors, before finishing his comments with a subtle wink that instantly set fans talking. After that interview went public, the speculation only intensified. Prates was flooded with comments across social media, and the attention eventually pushed him to respond directly. This time, he did it through a video posted on Instagram, where his tone was far more serious and direct. In the clip, Prates made it clear that he is willing to fight anyone, as long as that fight puts him next in line for a title shot. Prates explained that while the idea of facing Conor is massive, he does not believe it would be a smart move for Conor right now. He pointed to Conor's long period of inactivity, emphasizing that coming back after several years away from MMA makes a fight like this extremely risky. Prates went even further, stating plainly that he believes he would hurt Conor badly if they ever shared the cage. He said he has not received anything official from the UFC yet, but he appreciates fans constantly mentioning his name and pushing his profile forward. Prates admitted that fighting a superstar like Conor would be a huge honor, especially if it led directly to a title opportunity. However, he also stressed that Conor has been away from competition for around 5 years, and returning against someone as active and dangerous as him would not be the right path. Prates clarified that there is nothing personal behind his comments. He respects what Conor has done for the sport, but he is confident in his own abilities and believes the matchup would end with a knockout in his favor. From his perspective, that kind of fight would not be the ideal comeback for a global superstar. Still, Prates left the door open. He said if Conor wants the fight, he is ready. Any name, any place, any time, as long as it brings him closer to a title shot. He also mentioned JDM alongside Conor, making it clear that his focus is on big fights with real consequences. For now, everything remains rumor, but it certainly feels like these conversations may already be happening behind the scenes. Moving on to another news, Robert Whittaker has officially confirmed that he is moving up to the light heavyweight division, a decision he has been weighing for quite some time. The former middleweight champion revealed that the switch to 205 pounds is now locked in, and he is targeting a return to competition this summer, with June being the ideal window. Speaking in a recent interview, Whittaker explained that while he has never missed weight at welterweight or middleweight throughout his career, he has started to seriously question whether the constant weight cuts are affecting his performances inside the cage. Although he knows he can still make middleweight, he is no longer convinced that doing so allows him to get the best version of himself on fight night. Whittaker admitted that the decision did not come from one single moment or dramatic turning point. Instead, it was the result of thinking about the move for a long time. During his recent break from competition, he found himself training at a heavier weight and feeling stronger and more comfortable. That period helped him realize it might finally be time to commit fully to the division change. He also addressed critics who believe he is too small to compete at 205. Whittaker brushed off those comments, saying he is tired of listening to negativity and outside opinions. At this stage of his career, he feels it is more important to take chances rather than live with unanswered what-ifs. Whittaker described himself as being on the back end of his career, which played a major role in the decision. Instead of constantly wondering how he would perform at light heavyweight, he would rather step in test himself, and find out for real. He emphasized that there is no doubt he could still drain himself down to middleweight if needed, but he is unsure whether that sacrifice is worth it anymore. Now focused on locking in his new division, Whittaker is preparing to make a fresh start at 205. The move represents a new challenge, a new chapter, and a chance to see how much more he has to give without the burden of a brutal weight cut holding him back. Moving on to another news. Michael Page has openly expressed frustration with the UFC over the recent Zuffa Boxing payouts, and it sounds like tensions are starting to rise among fighters. After the announcement of a massive payday connected to Zuffa Boxing, many athletes began questioning how that revenue would benefit the roster. Sean O'Malley was one of the first to voice disappointment over the pay gap, and now Michael Page, also known as MVP, has shared his thoughts, and he is clearly not pleased. In a recent interview, MVP admitted he was hesitant to speak on the situation because he did not want to get himself into trouble. Still, he made it clear that he is not happy. When the large Paramount partnership was announced, fans immediately asked him whether he was excited. His response was simple: what does that mean for the fighters? He explained that until there is clarity on how those major deals translate into better pay for athletes, there is nothing to celebrate. He also addressed the reported increase in bonus structures, saying that was exactly why he did not rush to be excited. In his view, the adjustments do not come close to matching the amount of money the promotion is bringing in. What seemed to bother him even more was seeing how highly certain names are valued outside of MMA, particularly when the sport itself helped build those reputations. He described the situation as upsetting and disappointing, choosing his words carefully. The conversation then shifted to his matchmaking frustrations. MVP was asked why he keeps receiving lower-profile opponents. He explained that he offered the UFC multiple opponent options, including some he never truly expected to materialize, simply because he was desperate to stay active. He revealed that his fight with Shara Bullet at middleweight was meant to be a one-off appearance, as he originally planned to return to welterweight. However, when no one at welterweight accepted the fight, he even offered to compete at middleweight again. According to him, Sam Patterson was the only fighter willing to step up at any weight class. When asked why he thinks the UFC has not shown urgency in booking him, MVP admitted he honestly does not know. He said he feels just as confused as everyone else watching from the outside. For now, he is focused on delivering a big knockout and forcing the promotion to take notice. He believes that securing a finish could give him the leverage he needs. Despite the frustrations, MVP has performed well in the UFC. His only loss came in a competitive fight against Ian Gary, and he holds wins over Jared Cannonier and Shara Bullet, handing the latter his first defeat. Even with those accomplishments, it appears he still feels he must prove more to gain the opportunities he truly wants. Moving on to another news, Joe Rogan has shared his thoughts on why MMA desperately needs more weight classes, and he believes the current system is holding the sport back. According to Rogan, expanding the number of divisions would help reduce extreme weight cutting, improve fighter health, and open the door for more champions across the sport. Rogan explained that one of the best ways to limit dangerous weight cuts is to give fighters more options. With additional weight classes, athletes would not feel forced to drain themselves just to fit into a division that is slightly too small. In his view, the idea of having only 8 champions in MMA is very limiting, not just for the fighters, but for the growth of the sport itself. He also pointed out how the large gaps between current weight classes make it incredibly difficult for fighters to chase multiple titles. In MMA, winning belts in 2 divisions is already considered legendary. No one has ever managed to win titles in 3 weight classes, largely because the divisions are spaced so far apart. Rogan mentioned Alex Pereira as an example, noting that Pereira might even consider a move up to heavyweight. He highlighted how crazy that sounds, especially considering Pereira once competed at 185 pounds and now reportedly walks around near 240 pounds. Rogan believes that with more divisions, fans would see more competitive fights, healthier athletes, and a wider pool of champions. He emphasized that there are plenty of fighters who have championship-level talent, but simply do not have a weight class that truly fits them. In his eyes, more champions is not a bad thing. It is better for everyone involved. Moving on to another news, a lot has unfolded this past week surrounding Khamzat, and the situation continues to get more complicated. Reports now suggest that Khamzat pulled out of a planned fight with Nassourdine Imavov not once but twice, both times due to injury concerns. This comes amid swirling rumors about Khamzat possibly moving up to light heavyweight and chasing bigger matchups. Everything seemed to begin before UFC Houston, when journalist Kevin Kay reported that Khamzat was considering a move to 205 pounds. That rumor gained serious traction when Khamzat liked social media posts showing a fight poster featuring him against Jiri Prochazka, and later fueled speculation even more by tweeting 205. Fans quickly began connecting the dots, believing a major weight class jump could be on the horizon. At the same time, tensions were rising at middleweight. Sean Strickland publicly took a shot at Khamzat, and Khamzat appeared to respond by saying he would see him soon, which many interpreted as accepting the call-out. However, while that storyline was gaining momentum, Nassourdine Imavov revealed new information that shifted the narrative entirely. In an interview with MMA Fighting's Mike Heck, Imavov explained that his fight with Khamzat had been discussed on 2 separate occasions. According to Imavov, the UFC initially wanted to book the fight for December and later revisited the idea for February. But both plans fell apart because Khamzat was injured. He clarified that no contract was ever signed and nothing was officially finalized. Imavov added that he had direct discussions with UFC executives Hunter Campbell and matchmaker Mick Maynard during a Dubai event, where they expressed strong interest in making the fight happen. Despite those talks, nothing has been confirmed, and Imavov admitted uncertainty about what comes next following UFC Houston, especially with the Strickland situation now in play. Moving on to another news, ESPN may have accidentally leaked massive information regarding the UFC 327 main event. Fans browsing the ESPN app and website noticed something unusual when checking the UFC 327 card. The listing appeared to show that a light heavyweight championship fight would headline the event. At the moment, no fighters are officially listed for the matchup, but the fact that the title was shown raised immediate eyebrows. If this was displayed in error, it could mean that ESPN revealed something that was not meant to be public just yet. That possibility has sent speculation into overdrive across the MMA community. This potential leak lines up closely with ongoing rumors surrounding the light heavyweight division. One of the biggest rumors suggests that Alex Pereira could vacate his title and move up to heavyweight, opening the door for an interim or vacant title fight at 205. If that happens, UFC 327 would be the perfect stage to crown a new champion. As for who might be fighting for the belt, nothing has been confirmed, but several names are being floated. MMA Hoje has reported that their sources believe the matchup could be Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. That theory gained traction after Ulberg recently hinted that he has big fight news coming soon. There is also another angle still in play. Kevin Kay previously reported that Khamzat could vacate and potentially fight Jiri, which has not been completely ruled out. That idea ties into Ulberg's earlier comments, where he mentioned Khamzat telling him to stay in his own lane. For now, everything remains unconfirmed, but if ESPN truly showed that title fight by mistake, UFC 327 could already be shaping up to be one of the biggest cards of the year.